Welcome back to the Overwatch League. Doa and Monty back for another 4-map series, maybe 5. We'll see how it goes. But it's going to be a good one, guys. Vancouver Titans taking on the Guangzhou Charge. I've been really looking forward to this one. We've only seen Vancouver once, so it's another one of those things, kind of like our Paris match at the start of the day. Can these guys keep the momentum going?
Yeah, we've seen the Guangzhou Charge twice now, but
Right.
I think they've been a little bit better statistically sometimes than we've seen them play, which is interesting when you consider that they actually did go the distance and then lose to the Chengdu Hunters.
Yeah, you were looking at some stats earlier about that. Why don't we check that out right now?
Yeah, we're gonna take a look at teamfight win percentage, which is an incredibly important statistic in Overwatch. And bear in mind that we do not have yesterday's matches factored into this, but as of last week, 67% win rate for the Vancouver Titans. Small sample size. You would expect a high ratio of teamfight wins on a 4-0.
Yeah,
the Guangzhou Charge coming in at number 3 at 57%, considering they're 1-1, is, I think, very interesting. It partially means that they're not converting necessarily all of those teamfight wins into objective time.
Sure, yeah.
In the instance of Chengdu, but overall they're still winning. So I think with a few other tweaks, you can see Guangzhou is coming out ahead in a lot of these team fights, and that's a very encouraging sign, which often leads directly into map and match wins in Overwatch.
The thing to keep in mind too with Guangzhou is that even though they are 1-1, that loss versus the Hunters was about as close as it gets. So it was going to be, I think, still a pretty good team fight percentage for them, even if they did end up losing kind of at the very end. But we'll see. You know, the other thing with the Vancouver Titans, too, is obviously Bumper, you know, the big famous statement, we're going to 4-0 everybody. I think they're going to
happen this week.
I think they're going to have a very hard time 4-0ing both Charge and then Shock tomorrow. That is a titanic thing, no pun intended, for Vancouver to try to attempt here. But
and you know what happened to the Titanic?
Yeah, it did not last very long. That was not Titans, not Titanic. Important distinction there.
Titans didn't last very long either. You know, their reign was short-lived.
I don't know.
You know, Zeus won in the end, so.
That is true. So you're saying that, like, Charge is Zeus, kind of?
Probably not. Shock might be Zeus, though.
All right. Well, we got to talk about Charge a little bit more, too. Let's talk about Kib, of course. When they put this guy in, it's been really good results-wise. Of course, people are wondering, you know, how is the communication going to be on this team? A lot of people from a lot of different places, but so far, so good for Charge, and Kib, a big part of that.
Yeah, Kib only played 3 maps, and he only played against the Dallas Fuel, but their teamfight win rate went up to 62% when Kib was playing.
Yeah.
And talking to the Charge, they weren't really considering Kib, adding him to the roster before his excellent performance at the Overwatch World Cup. When they saw him on Team UK, that's when he got a trial, and that's when he made it onto the team.
It's so great, again, seeing all these players come out of the World Cup and really, like, perform on stage. But for now, let's welcome our other team in the match. It's the Vancouver Titans. Titans taking the field first, of course, a well-known roster from South Korea. They were known as Runaway in Korean Contenders. Won a tournament there, got picked up by Vancouver. Here they are in the Overwatch League. And, you know, you and I have been watching a lot of these players for years, too. Obviously, Wolf and Achilleos casting Contenders more recently, but we did a few seasons of Apex ourselves before Contenders kind of existed back then, and these guys were some of the best players to watch. Hawksaw especially always stands out in my mind as one of the most fun DPS players out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And since we see Stitch, another long-time Overwatch veteran in the lineup, probably going to be running something a little bit more interesting on Control, potentially flexing him on over to the Tracer. We expect Somin Su to come back in and actually take the reins on the Zarya, probably in the rest of the maps in this series.
Probably. Well, we'll see what the Titans can put together. Will it be a 4-0? It's going to be tough, man. They're going to go up against our team of the day here at the Overwatch League. Let's hear it for the Guangzhou Charge. Let's hear it again for the Charge.
Really bringing it all out today. All the stops have been pulled. No,
hey, they're the team of the day.
They're attacking. They're defending. They're possibly winning this series.
They protect. They attack. Most importantly, they try to beat Vancouver Titans. We'll see. These guys have been a ton of fun to watch. Of course, a roster with people from a lot of different places. A lot of standout players already. In my mind, of course, I look at the flex players. Shu, of course, on the Ana doing really well. Zenyatta as well. But look at this lineup. Man, Hotba, Eileen, Happy. This team is stacked.
Yeah, it really is. And I think, we're probably not going to see Kib in this first map because they do like to have a little bit more flexibility to run some DPS compositions. I think we'll probably see some Hammond from the charge here, as well as trying to get Happy on that Widowmaker. I've been one of the prime Happy hypers, I would say.
True.
He hasn't really delivered for me yet on that Widowmaker. He's looked a little bit more tentative. He's had a couple...
That's not hype. Come on, you just said you're hyping him.
I'm waiting. Just wait. We're getting there.
All right.
He's had a couple good moments, but he hasn't dominated, I think, really to the level that I expect him to in the future.
I see.
But what really makes me hyped is Hotba on Tracer in these control maps. Getting the nano boosts a lot of the time from Shu. It's been really fun to watch Hotba flex off of that tank position and then move on to these DPS heroes that we also saw at times from him on the Philadelphia Fusion last season.
Sure enough, meanwhile, of course, on the other side, you got the Vancouver Titans. A great roster of players. Let's take a look at our map list brought to you by Toyota to see where these guys are going to battle today. It's going to be Nepal, Hollywood, Volskaya for our assault map, and then finishing things off on Route 66 for escort, unless we need that extra control map at the end.
And we've got 3 great Widowmaker maps for Happy. Nepal, if they can get Shrine in there. Volskaya, of course, on point A. And Route 66, point A, also an option. So expect some flexibility here from the Guangzhou charge. And remember, the Vancouver Titans are coming into this week, and this might be a bit of a trap game, Doa, because they have to play the Shock tomorrow. And the Shock have had all week to prepare for Vancouver. It's the last match of this week. Shock have had no other opponents. That's going to be, I think, a banger of a match. And Vancouver Titans, they may be overlooking the charge a little bit because Shock is going to be, I think, a very difficult opponent.
Here we go, getting things started on Nepal. Vancouver Titans versus Guangzhou Charge. We're going to start things off on Village here. And again, like you said, man, claiming you're going to 4-0 everybody right before you go into a week against the Charge and against the Shock, I feel like you just cue the Always Sunny in Philadelphia theme song there, and it's like they 4-0 nobody. We'll see.
Well, right now, you can see Vancouver cutting off one entrance with the DPS. And now they're going to rotate back to the point before the point unlocks. That means that Hammond is not going to take the Happy already with the elimination.
I'm believing the Happy hype now. Twilight feeling it with that headshot. Chara takes out Bumper here. And so far, so good for the Charge as they move forward to try to retake this point. Titans did claim it early on. Can the Charge turn these kills into a point flip, though?
Yeah, they should be able to eventually, as long as Slime is going to go down here. Happy can't quite hit those shots, and they are going to get back onto the point now, so...
they don't flip it, though. They get close. Eileen takes out Bumper, but they need just a little bit more, and I think they've got it now. Shu does go down.
This is a great delay by the Titans, so I mean, 30% for free when they effectively lost that first fight is just an incredible bonus for them. They'll be quite happy about that. Stitch already with the Graviton Surge. And, you know...
man, that would have been sick.
Widowmaker isn't often played on this point because once you get on the objective itself, you don't have long sight lines, which means Happy has to intercept people before they even get there. That's asking a lot of a Widowmaker when, you know, there's a speed boost on the opposite team.
I mean, it shows you the confidence that not just you have in this guy, but the team does as well. They're counting on him to make the plays, and he does finish off Bumper. There goes Stitch as well. Now Eileen coming in. His EMP is what set up a lot of that, of course, for the Charge.
Yeah, he also got nano boosted in that last engagement also. So in the front line, dealing a ton of damage. Guangzhou looking very confident here.
Indeed, they should. They've equalized the percentage. Now they're exceeding a little bit. Vancouver Titans trying to come from behind here on the first point of Nepal now.
And Infrasight has been used. That makes Vancouver Titans' approach that much more difficult when Happy knows exactly where their supports are.
Nano boost coming in onto Bumper as he dives towards the Charge. Happy, meanwhile, in the back, trying to get behind the team and find those picks as Titans get on the point. Hotba waiting for a chance to use that barrage. Happy does pick off Slime in the back lines. And here we go. Hotba just waiting for it. Justice reigns from 90-degree angle, but he was right in your face. He got one. He was going to get taken out by his own rockets in the end there like we see so often, but it is going to be Titans flipping the point regardless.
And they flip the point to him, but they're still on the backside of this fight, but because they're so tanky, they can just sort of sit here and build that percent.
Well, that's the thing. You can delay for so long with this composition, even if you are a couple players down, and that's what they're kind of counting on. Now Charge comes in.
Big hack onto the Titans, so they've got to back off. Point will flip over. This has already been a weird one.
It sure has. Happy finds another one onto Stitch. So despite being continuously short-handed, the Titans hanging in it. Charge have the point right now, though, up to about 75%. Now the kills coming in favor of the Titans. Happy has to retreat. Bumper just roasting through the minefield from Rio before eventually finishing him off, and the Titans will flip it back again. It's been so back and forth.
Yeah, just a little bit of stall there. The Sombra got onto it at the very end, so Eileen hops on the point. Now Guangzhou is going to have to make that changeover. Question is if it's going to be too late with only about 30% remaining for the Titans before they have that overtime. Guangzhou wants to switch to the 3-3, or at least the 3-3 instead of the D.Va. They get the Sombra instead.
Janu sends in the self-destruct. No kills out of that one, but they do bottle up the charge in that room. Meanwhile, Stitch with the switch onto McCree to try to get a few picks here of his own. All right, trying to get the flashbang in over the Reinhardt shield. Didn't quite land it in the right spot. Charge able to rotate through into that house. EMP. Can they get onto the point, though? They got to get there. 94, 95% now. Waiting for that EMP from Eileen, just like you said. Trying to get the hack onto Winston. That's what they're going to do. Eileen charging in. He's got the sound barrier. Gets the EMP. Hacks 3 with that, I believe.
Hacks 5, in fact.
5. No, you're right. I can't count. Like I said, I studied art. Charge trying to turn this fight around, though. We're into OT. Titans nearly have this point. They just have to last a little bit longer, but now the D-Mech comes in onto Janu. They're not done yet. Looking grim.
Guangzhou's still going to keep pushing here, and the Deadeye needs to do something, but it's going to be super difficult. Nobody's even in those sight lines right now. Gets one, Chara.
Chara tries to get aggressive. Forgot the High Noon was still out there. So Charge does win the fight. They did flip it, 98, 99.
No one's going to get back.
Vancouver, I don't know. They got to try to get somebody there, and they don't. Charge barely pull it out at the end of Village.
And that was with Titans getting a lot of, we'll call it, free percent.
Hey, that's what that comp is designed to do. That's fine. Yeah.
They did. I mean, they got it, but ultimately the Charge came in with an innovative strategy and took it home.
Gustav already, map 2 or round 2 right after this. We are back on Nepal. Gonna move things over to Shrine now for our second round. Now this was the point we thought we'd see a lot of Widowmaker on from Happy. We will, but we already got a strong dose of it in our first round here on Nepal.
Yeah, this is one of the best points, though, for Widowmaker play, and it's not going to be the same level of challenge because now he can actually more easily shoot into the points, which means that it's less imperative that Guangzhou gets a pickoff before they even reach the objective.
As the Widowmaker, you're tougher to assail, too, on the positions you can take on Shrine. Yeah, a little bit safer. Oh, neither team played Zenyatta. Interesting. Hurts my heart as a Zen name, or a Zen main, but hey, you know it works. Like the Ana, too. Looking for shots. Titans trying to pick it up first here on Shrine. Happy not really finding much of anything right now. He has to avoid the Winston here as Bumper comes in. So Titans do take the point first, just like they did on Village. So Charge, again, has to find a way to swap it back.
I mean, that was really well done by Bumper. He zoned out two supports in the Widow. Meanwhile, Rio was hit by an anti-heal. So they couldn't stay on the point, so the ticks are going over. Bumper's right back up, and he'll take out Shu.
Wow, gets up there, and kills Shu despite being slept and CC'd as well by the Hammond. A little bit surprised there. Rio does switch over to the Reinhardt now.
Yeah, I think he realized the Hammond's not going to be an option here, and Hotba also going to make the transition. So they will go back straight to a normal 3-3 with Happy on the Brigitte.
Yep.
And Eileen on the Sombra. So not their normal roles. Happy usually plays the Zarya, and Eileen the Brigitte.
Nano boost onto Bumper, doing a ton of damage here, getting that Primal Rage. deciding to save it here. Why not, though? You're zoning out the team. You're getting that percentage. You can play the long game if you're Vancouver right now. They're near 50 already. EMP from Eileen gets 2 on the Vancouver's Titan side. Charge going in anyway with that. Zhu waiting, uses that nano boost in there. Ooh, trying to keep Rio alive. It was so close, he nearly went down, but I think that extra damage reduction on the nano boost helping him out there. Misses his charge. No kills out of that, and Guangzhou uses a lot on that approach and doesn't really get much out of it.
I mean, they use the nano just to keep him alive, right? Zhu actually will take down Butler finally with the help of that sound barrier, so they're coming back in.
Yep, another chance. Hawks all down, and this is looking a little bit better for Guangzhou Charge. Yeah, that works out. Well, so they will finally take it, but they've given up 77% already. That's a lot.
Yeah, Vancouver really didn't use any ults right there. Guangzhou had to pour everything they had to survive that engagement. Maybe they can make it happen if Eileen can get enough charge before the Vancouver Titans approach this point. But it's going to be very challenging. I mean, they've been playing around Bumper, zoning off Happy so well on the Widowmaker, and that's given them the big edge.
Here we go again. Ooh, wow, Bumper jumping right into the Graviton Surge. Titans are going to drop the sound barrier, though. Ooh, and that's another grab on their side. They're going to get Happy in that self-destruct. Like a little bit of a knock-up, but so many members of Charge were low health already that, you know, that was kind of an inevitable conclusion to that fight.
I mean, what do you say? Like, you don't have a lot to work with there. You don't have a trance. You don't have a beat to try and fend off some of that damage. Makes it very hard to survive the Graviton Surge.
So Charge need to make something happen right now. Rally, use, nano boost used on the Titan side. They're going to power up Bumper again. Bumper, though, CC'd, taken down. Charge have a chance to flip it right here. Really good chance, actually. Taking out Bumper first. You waiting for it. That's a good grenade. Of course, going to get that extra heal in here. Charge nearly has it flipped. They've got it now. Okay, so staving off defeat on this round for the moment. Couple kills on the way out. Stitch gets killed by that fire strike. They're going to keep chasing here. There goes Bumper. So as Titans get ready for the respawn and the regroup, Charge with a really good chance here. They're up to about 50% themselves, so it's not that bad, really.
No, it's definitely not that bad right now. And Titans, they had their entire ult economy reset, but they've got about 2 good fights left in them. But this is most likely going to go to a 99-99 overtime scenario. And it's about what they can force on this fight. How much time are they going to take on this approach? They need to move quickly. Their choices are poke for ult now or commit now. They're going to commit now.
Yeah, I think you want to win that fight. One fight is a 1 round here. Bumper gets slipped immediately. Shu with another great sleep dart here. Has that nano boost waiting in the weeds too. He's going to use it onto Rio. Waiting for it, charging right through. Ooh, he gets a Reinhardt. Shield is out of the way, and that's free and clear damage coming in on the Titans. 80% now. There's a reset for the Titans. They got to scramble to get back.
Yeah, but what Guangzhou's going to do is they're going to try and EMP them in the choke, so they can't actually fight because they know Stitch is close, very close to that Graviton Surge. Eileen needs to hit this EMP.
Oh, he's going to. No stopping this guy. He gets 4 with it. Bumper down immediately after that Reinhardt swap. Charge charging back in onto the Titans. They're not even going to get to the point, and Guangzhou Charge will win it 2-0.
Well, the prophecy of Bumper has already failed.
I don't know. Claim you're going to 4-0 everyone, immediately lose the next map. Feels bad,
unlucky.
Man. That's a rough one, guys. Well, Charge taking map number 1. A lot more coming up right after this.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Welcome back, blink and you miss it. Guangzhou Charge able to get the 2-0 on Nepal, take the lead in this series. Interesting to note, Eileen actually did not die on that map. That is some strong Sombra play right there.
Yeah, and it's worth noting as we head into the rest of these maps that Vancouver looked a lot worse on control in their first series than they did on the rest of the maps where they were very dominant. So I think Vancouver needs to power up right now. We'll see if they can do a little bit more here.
I mean, they did also play the Shanghai Dragons, you know, before Guangzhou really had any chance at all to practice with the team. He didn't even really play in that match, if I remember correctly. And so it was, you know, kind of a softball to lead into the Overwatch League for Vancouver Titans, rather. And while I think they are a great team, I think they're definitely going to have a tough time this week because both Charge, as we've just seen, and also Shock tomorrow are going to be really tough opponents for these guys. Yeah,
there is a scary prospect that they end up going 0-2. Again, like I said, this could be a trap game. I think a lot of teams probably saw that first Guangzhou match, and you know they played Dallas. They lost to Chengdu, and then they played Dallas Fuel. And even though they dominated Dallas, I don't know if a lot of teams were taking them seriously, but like we looked at the start of this, when you actually dive into the stats, Guangzhou was doing pretty hot here. Yeah. You know, third in team fight win rate is something when you're already 1-1. So I think they're a little bit underrated right now, and if Vancouver has been spending most of their time preparing for tomorrow, might have a few issues.
I don't know. We'll see. A lot of maps coming yet. Let's take a look at the substitutions that have occurred. It is going to be none other than Solminsu coming in for Stitch. A little swap.
Not surprising.
Titans. Yep, there you go. Seen it before. And then Kib in for the Charge. Subbing in for Eileen. They're just going to preserve Eileen's, you know, death rate so far. It's like, you know what? You're not going to die at all in this match. Maybe they'll put him back in later, but for now, it's Kib.
Yeah, and this is what they did against the Dallas Fuel. Put Kib in to play that Brigitte on the non-control maps, and you can't fault their strategy so far. I thought, obviously, Eileen played excellently on the Sombra in the control map, and now we'll see how Kib does when we move into some of these other game modes.
Yeah, pretty much. And I mean, if the stats are any indication, so far putting Kib in is kind of a boost in the team fight win percentage, so we'll see if that continues. That's like a crazy statistic, though. You said 62% of the fights that they fight with Kib in the match are fights that they win, which is pretty astronomically high.
He did win all his maps versus Dallas, though.
That does help. That
small
does
sample size, very favorable sample size.
Well, the thing is, at this point in the season, all the sample sizes are small sample sizes, right? I mean, unless we're talking about Shanghai's win rate overall, but that's a different thing. That's a different. They won yesterday. It's okay. We can make jokes about it now.
Hey, we made jokes.
That's true. We made jokes last year too. That's yeah. Well, I'm happy they win. That was a fun moment.
It was
actually. We were like right up there in the stands watching that. That was fun. Let's take a look at our second map. It's going to be Hollywood for our hybrid map here in this 4-map series between Guangzhou Charge and Vancouver Titans. Nepal, of course, going the way of the Charge, 2-0. They are team of the day, so hey, there you go.
There you are.
There you go.
And we do move on to Hollywood, and I think it makes sense for both teams to make these substitutions. This is a map that is overwhelmingly consumed by 3 tank, 3 support right now, so both teams are flipping in players that have done very well with solely those compositions effectively.
You know, and again, Vancouver Titans, everybody's saying, you know, hey, this is one of those really top-tier 3-3 teams, right? They're right there with Paris. They're one of the best GOATS teams in the league and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, we will see. Like I said, I think this is a very good team. I think this is a very tough week for them. But Hollywood is certainly a chance, like you said, to show off that skill in the triple tank, triple support comp.
Yeah, this is where it needs to come back for the Titans.
Yeah.
Certainly capable of it. And, you know, if I was the Titans, you sort of need to sweep this out because I'd be concerned about trying to play Guangzhou on another control map in map 5.
Yeah, you raise a really good point. I mean, you don't want to go to a map 5 after just losing the first control map 0-2.
Pretty convincingly as well.
I was going to say, yeah, that was, I mean, Village was fairly close, but in the end, it did seem like Charge had a lot of control over even that point because a lot of the percentage on the Titan side just came from the fact that they could stall for so long.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Guangzhou as well, especially a lot of the swaps they were making, because remember, they are a mixed language roster that is primarily communicating in English. And I thought their swaps overall and their changes to strategy were pretty clean.
Yeah, very solid so far. Another chance to prove it right now. They are going on the attack first, charging in on Hollywood versus Vancouver Titans on the defense. Let's get things started. It is going to be the triple tank, triple support for Charge, just using that Sonic Arrow. Chara making sure that there's no funny business going on at the beginning of this map from the Titans.
And there is no business that is funny, so they will just proceed into the typical Zarya Charge poke duel / Fire Strike poke duel that is going to be the start of Hollywood before attempting to fake a rotation, actually.
Oh, serious business coming into Hollywood here.
So they tried to convince the Titans they wanted to drop, but the Titans said no, so now they have to go up and see if they can force a drop here, and Chara will help out with that.
I mean, yeah, Lucio pretty good at forcing people to drop off the high ground. Bumper drops down now, gets healed up. As the Charge come in, they're going to try to isolate Bumper. Great! Oh, that was a great poop on Bumper, knocking him right into the middle of the Charge. They lose Rio in the process, though. Both Reinhardt's down. It's a 5v5. Slime gets a Lucio mirror kill onto Chara. So I think Charge is going to have to back away for the moment. They're going to have to regroup a little bit. That was a good start, though. They got Bumper right where they wanted him.
Yeah, but the Lucio died last, so he'll be able to speed boost himself right back to the point. This is going to be a 6 versus 5.
Yeah, it's going to take a little bit longer for Titans to be at full strength again.
Oh, nice taxi. Actually, Slime taxiing Zarya back. So Summon soon gets here before the engagement.
Hoppa down to like very low health here already. Bumper separated back into the other room. John is going to go in to try to help him. They're using the Transcendence to keep everybody up as well. Meanwhile, it's going to be a few members of Titans trapped in the Charge Graviton Surge. No kills out of that. Now the Shatter comes in. Titans responding with the Sound Berry before going back onto the Charge. Dodging that self-destruct. Looks like Charge in a bit of trouble now, having to use their own loose world. They get Slime. Titans in trouble too. Oh, that was a nice Shatter though from Bumper. Where's the follow-up? They got to do something with it. Nice charge onto Rio. The Charge gets charged. And Titans are not giving up a whole lot of percent here.
No, they're not. Rio, though, with the charge just to make sure there wasn't follow-up on the Graviton Surge. Now the Guangzhou Charge can just back off, try and recuperate here, and play around Happy's 80% charge to his ultimate. So still an option for them for the time being.
They are back already. Sominsu up on that high ground, gonna get knocked off by Hotba. It's gonna be the rally for Titans, getting aggressive here with the defense now, pushing Charge right back through the door.
Summon-Su just charging so fast as well, nearly up at another Graviton Surge already. Happy struggling just a little bit more in order to get that damage out to get his ultimate online.
Ooh, Chara nearly going down. That was very, very close. Now the grab comes in. Solo grab onto Summon-Su. Meanwhile, Shatter on the bottom knocks down Kib. Titans gonna come back in with another team fight win. And Charge, they seemed like their attention was kind of divided there. It seems like they didn't really decide which way to go fast enough.
Well, I think what they wanted was that solo grab onto Sominsu, but thanks to Twilight using the Transcendence, able to keep the Zarya up. Clearly the Charge knew that that Graviton Surge was almost up for the Titans. They thought, if we can just kill this Zarya first, maybe we can muscle our way through the rest of the fight.
Yeah, Twilight, one of my favorite flex supports, not one of my favorite movie franchises, I gotta say. I know your team, Edward, by the way. Sominsu waiting for the grab. Going in. Oh, he gets stunned before he can grab. Oh, they can't kill him, though. That was a great chance for Charge, but they couldn't seal the deal. And now the grab comes in again. Hop in a little bit of trouble, gets healed up. Nice boop. They get Chara with the self-destruct. Charge has to back away, and now they are just down to 20 seconds to try to get the payload moving here on Hollywood.
And Vancouver Titans, when we see them play with Somitsu and we see them play with 3-3, they're right up there with Paris in terms of impressive ability combos and really using the bare minimum necessary to win. And Shu
is down. Twilight finds the pick.
They got to engage with the self-destruct now. You hate to see it.
Yeah, that's right. You're not going to get a lot out of that generally. Charge frantic. Now they use that grab, but Rio already taken out of the fight. It's looking pretty good. And that sound barrier should just pretty much seal things up for Titans. Looked rough on Nepal, but man, what a solid defense. They put themselves in the position to win this map with only one tick on Hollywood.
I mean, full hold is what we just witnessed.
Yep.
And 13-3 in terms of eliminations. Vancouver Titans coming out massively in front.
Man, well, it's back and forth for sure. We'll see if the Titans can win it quick after this. It is time to attack for the Vancouver Titans. It's an attack of Titan.
It's
attack on Titan.
Oh, okay.
Attack of Titan.
Well, it was Attack on Titans last time.
That's true, yeah.
And now it's Attack of Titans.
That's right. I don't know the words to that song. Anyway,
I don't know that song, so
with a chance. Looking at a little bit of the replay. Bumper chasing you up the stairs. That's terrifying. All they need, all the Titans need, is one tick to win this map and tie things up against Guangzhou Charge. And I think they're going to do it, Monty.
I would imagine that they will.
I would rate their chances as very high. Charge definitely going to need to bust out the 3D maneuver gear to try to win this one, I think.
Unlucky that they're going 3-3 without, you know, a lot of maneuverability.
That is true. That is true. Here we go. Titans on the attack, going for the triple tank, triple support, as we would expect. All they need to do is win one fight.
Bumper just standing there, waiting to charge Sominsu's bubble.
Yeah, that's right.
And here we go, slow roll onto the high ground.
Shu gets Twilight. There's a little bit of revenge for the end of the last round. So Charge with an early kill to 5v6 for Titans at the moment. You gotta try to make do with less. Bumper really low, barely got out with his life there. Sominsu just still trying to charge up that Graviton Surge.
There's no real rush, though, for the Titans.
Shu!
Just right-click, no problem. Kill a Zenyatta.
You're dead. Titans coming in, 6v5. All they need is that one tick. And they've already got most of it already. Charge needs to make something happen, but Happy is anything but as he's taken down. There goes Kim and Rio. And Titans wasting no time in finishing off Hollywood. That is it. We are tied up.
Well, that'll be the revenge of Bumper Doa.
No kidding, man. That was
you took away his 4-0.
How dare you? Titans taking Hollywood. 1-1 now between these teams. Quick break, guys, and when we come back, it's halftime. Do not go anywhere. This is the Overwatch League.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. High ground or low ground, T-Mobile has you covered.
After the Charge grabbed the win on our first map, the Titans responded with a full hold to even things up at 1 apiece here in the Blizzard Arena. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Puckett. You know my family. We've got Zoe, we've got Bren, a very happy family here because we've got a tie score coming into halftime. And honestly, I thought this was going to be all Vancouver coming into this one. What did you guys think when you saw Charge take a map 1?
I wasn't surprised. I hope that this is going to be the match of the day. I hope that it's going to be a very close one, considering how mad Charge has been playing. They showed us so much versatility. And yeah, we saw it again on stage. I'm not surprised.
All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights here. And Zoe, you were going on and on about Ana play today. What were you seeing?
Oh, Shu popped off again. I couldn't be happier. I've been hyping him up. I'm all about that Shu train. Yeah, I went there. And
Shu train.
Yeah, that's where we're going with this. No, Shu's Ana has been absolutely superb. He hit 8 sleep darts on that map.
He was nuts.
That's especially impressive considering that their enemy was running a diva. And Diva, like in theory, should be literally negating everything Ana can do. It's very rare that you actually see teams running Ana into a Diva on the opposing side. Mostly if it's such a good one as Janu, and he made it work. He still got so much done for his team. Let's actually compare it to Ana's Twilight and Shu. And yeah, it looks similar enough. However, those sleep darts were a huge difference maker in the end.
8-2.
Yeah, a big part of this as well was I need to give credit to Eileen playing the Sombra as well.
Yes.
Getting a lot of crucial hacks off onto the enemy Diva player and not letting him use a defense matrix as well. So really helping out Shu in that regard as well.
Absolutely. I think if you're watching that game one, Eileen has to be the player to watch. But Bren, let's dive deeper here. I know you got something special for us. What you bringing my way?
Yeah, a little bit of some insights powered by Intel here. It's a nice little play, actually. It explains why Guangzhou were pretty much able to take this first control map here. And this is fantastic. First thing I want to point your attention to is Happy on the Widowmaker. It's nice and zoomed in for you, so you're not going to be able to miss it. And this guy was an absolute monster on this map. Always directing attention. If we unpause it real quick here, we can actually see the movements of Happy as well as he moves up. So he's going to be making a couple of rotations all around here. And he was causing havoc, as I've mentioned before, on this map, really making sure that he was a distraction. A real powerful angle here means that he gets complete sightlines all the way into the point. Very powerful position to be in. He needs to be taken care of ASAP. And the man to do that is actually going to be Bumper on the Winston here. So on the Winston. And it's a difficult scenario for him because he wants to be fighting on the point with the rest of his team, but he has to commit so many resources into trying to bring Happy down. And he doesn't even get the kill because Guangzhou have got so much support for him that they don't even kill Happy in the end. And you can see in the meantime, he wants to be fighting on the point here. He wants to be trying to help his team out, but it's just not doable. And this is one of the key things that really ended up allowing Guangzhou to get the win here. And you can see as well, his Widowmaker is just unreal all around.
It really is, and that's always that big thing with a Widowmaker. They will force the positioning of the enemy team, they force the tempo onto the enemy team, and they take away so much focus power from people like Bumper, who should be with their team.
And this is just insane. Bumper commits an entire Primal Rage to try and bring him down and doesn't get the kill. It's so rare for us to see that even happening, but you've got to give credit to Guangzhou and the support line on them for keeping him alive, and that was pretty much one of the keys to victory for them in that first match.
I was going to say, it felt like Shu just got 2 highlights. You saw him keeping that Widowmaker up the entire time. So Charge wins our first map, but then you had Vancouver steamrolling on Hollywood. So that brings us 1-1. I need you guys to explain to me what happens in the second half. Brent, I'm starting with you.
Vancouver, I feel like we're just warming up a little bit, you know. That first one was a little bit of a taste test, if you like. Honestly, realistically, if the maps are going to be suiting the triple tank, triple support compositions, I don't see a reason why Vancouver don't end up taking this all the way. But Guangzhou have shown us signs of life, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do bring it back as well.
So which way are you going? You going with Bumper and crew from Vancouver?
I'm still sticking with the Vancouver Titans.
All right, what about you, Zoe? I'll give you a chance to flip. Where are you going here?
Oh, no, I'm staying where I'm at. I'm not going to flip.
We're not flipping here. That's going to do it for our halftime. We're out of time, guys. When we come back, though, we got this second half. Vancouver going up against Guangzhou. You don't want to miss it.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
feel like I say it after every break, Monty. We're all tied up. Coming back into the second half of this match, Vancouver Titans versus Guangzhou Charge. It was all Titans on map number 1. Nepal definitely went their way.
Charge.
Then Charge, I had that backwards. All Charge's way on map number 1. Titans coming back out of Hollywood, though, making short work of Guangzhou in that second one. So
the shortest work, in fact.
Pretty much as short as it can be.
There could be no shorter work that they made of the Guangzhou Charge, as a matter of fact.
Well, it took them like 2 team fights to take that first tick. So
yeah, I'm a little bummed.
It's still been a little bit quicker. But hey, Eileen's back in. Substitution over on the Charge side of things. Kib out, Eileen back in.
I'm sad that Kib's win rate has now dropped, considering they didn't win a single team fight.
Yeah, that's going to hurt the statistics.
In that last map.
Oh, well, there goes that stat.
Unlucky. That's what happens when you have such a small sample size. But that said, though, yes, the Titans dominated them on Hollywood. They dominated as hard as a team can dominate another one in Overwatch.
Pretty much.
But that was going to be the worst map for the Charge. That was the one where they really had to play 3-3. They definitely don't have to play 3-3 on Volskaya or Route 66 until the second point on Volskaya, potentially, and then probably almost certainly the third point on Route 66. But with Eileen, I think we're looking at more Sombra, and that's what we're going to see.
Hey, you got to go with what works. Remember, Eileen did not die on Nepal when Charge won on that one as Sombra. So that pick's going to go quite well.
All right, we'll see if we are going to
make some changes here, though.
Yeah, they are going to make one change. So just one bumper over on the more mobile Winston so that he can jump across the point more easily, but it also really minimizes the number of swaps that the Titans are going to have to make for point B here. So it won't ruin their ult economy as they will only have to swap.
Oh, happy!
Yeah. Well, he definitely makes me happy on this Widowmaker.
I was going to say, I wasn't even saying his name. That was just me expressing my emotion right there. That was sick.
We're going to see a lot of this, I think, this season from Happy. He is an ace Widowmaker player.
Pretty much. Wow. That's a good start. It's going to take a little while for Twilight to get back. Now Rio going in, trying to get some damage done. That's aggressive, though. All right.
Yeah, they need to contest the point, though. That's the problem here for the Charge. And
1 tick taken.
Yeah, they're going to give away a tick for free here. Twilight's still struggling to get back to the team.
Solmansu is so well, though. Yeah, they need to deny Happy that final headshot there. Hack comes in. Eileen, no, is waiting for it. So, Bumper in a lot of trouble here. He's got like 1 health, man. Twilight down already from on high. Got booped again right at the end. Messed up his shot. Happy, he will not be denied. Bumper is down. That was a dramatic moment. Shoot taken out eventually. Meanwhile, back on the point, Titans still making progress. They've got 2 ticks already, and it looks like they might get A here at the end here. Yeah, looks like they will.
Yeah, Janu actually going to mini diva, I believe, eliminate Happy, and they are going to get the point. Man. So as silly as that little duel was, Bumper was, in fact, doing his job because it took so long for Happy to get the last little sliver of HP off of him that the rest of the team happily camping on the point.
Yep.
And with only a Hammond to contest, that does make things difficult. There's the minefield right at the choke.
Yeah, minefield right as Vancouver tries to come in. Bumper is going to fall right away with a lot of help from many members of Charge.
Yeah, Happy does have to switch over to the Brigitte right now. I think they're just going to keep Eileen here on the Sombra for the rest of the map and switch up those roles as we saw on Control.
All right, Vancouver regrouping. And they've got a few ults to use here on this next push. Not going to have that Graviton Surge, though. Eileen, again, waiting for yet another EMP opportunity.
Has to have a big one.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty decent one here. Gets a few. Now they got to follow it up. Nano boost used on the Guangzhou Charge side of things. Onto Rio as he tries to chase a few members around. Both Winstons doing what they can here. Vancouver is on the point. They use that sound barrier. It's going to be tough for Titans to finish this one. We'll see. Oh, Rio getting caught, though, at the self-destruct. And now Charge in a lot of trouble here. Bottled up back by the spawn. Nice delay from Hotba on the point for the moment. Finally giving up his Diva mech. Starting to look pretty good for Titans.
Yeah, it's looking very good, Noah.
Yep.
Guangzhou Charge. They had to hit that EMP, but Vancouver Titans preempted it. They had already gotten the primal range out. That bought them the time on the point.
Yeah, pretty much. They've got it. Wow, that was so fast from the Vancouver Titans. And it was really all about the zoning, man. I mean, they came in and they just were able to push Charge off the point and didn't give them any room to get back on.
That's because the Nano Boost was already out. The Primal Rage was already out. They saved their sound barrier for after the EMP was cast. That was great ult sequencing from the Titans.
Yeah, Impressive stuff from Vancouver already. Whoa. Whoa. It's a Blair Witch Overwatch thing for a second there. Vancouver Titans doing quite well on that push. Now we have to wait, see if Charge can equalize. It's going to be tough. We'll see it after the break. It is time for the Guangzhou Charge to go on the attack here on Volskaya Industries. 4 minutes and 40 seconds in the time bank for the Titans after their very successful attack. So already Charge with a bit of a mountain to climb to try to equalize here on this map.
I think Guangzhou, they've got to keep running some of these less orthodox compositions. Titans handled it very well. I think you have to give a lot of credit to Bumper in this series. He spent a lot of his time keeping Happy occupied, and even if it wasn't successful on the controlled map, it was very successful on their attack on Volskaya.
Yep. True enough. Titans have looked solid ever since the first map. After they kind of shook off the rust on Nepal, they've looked really good. Yeah. Charge with that slightly unorthodox comp, but it looks like they might change things up. Everybody kind of going back.
Wow, they've actually decided to abandon this. Eileen is still on the flank. You can see him on the right side of your screen, running back invisible.
You know, even if you change over to the 3-3, you can still make that adaptation and keep the Sombra in and just roll with the 3 tanks and the 2 supports, but he's going to swap to the Brigida anyway. So.
All right, so what they're doing here is they're trying to counter the Winston goats that's happening at the moment by just forcing themselves onto the point. The Winston much weaker, because he could just get stunned and eliminated quickly if he doesn't have a Zarya bubble on him.
Charge trying to rotate around the side that gives their Reinhardt the least time, taking damage onto that shield here. Rio nearly moved off the high ground. Now Titans dropping down. They don't want to give up any percentage. Charge going onto the high ground themselves, right over the top, to try to scatter the Titans a little bit. If they can carve a couple people off from the main chunk of players, they can maybe get a pick. No luck so far, but they are getting some time on the point now.
Yeah, this is where it's difficult. They're going to try a nano boost to get into the back line here.
Bumper getting in there, and he's got that Primal Rage too if he needs to use it. Would love to save it if he can. Trying to get behind some of the members. He's going to force Rio to turn around. You got to watch out for that Winston in your back line.
And nano boost off now, though, and now they're going to punish him, but Primal Rage is there.
Yeah, he's got the grab. Oh, it doesn't matter. He used the Primal Rage, but the damage plus the charge from Rio were enough to finish him off, and that's what you got to worry about if you try to play that Winston Goats into the Rhine Goats. Guangzhou Charge really doing better in the 3-3. Hawkstall finishes off Happy here. And so maybe Charge do have to back off in the end. It's going to give time for Bumper to get back on his own ride.
Fantastic execution again by the Titans. They get the anti-healing biotic grenade into the Graviton Surge. That means Guangzhou Charge cannot continue to really engage at all in that fight. They're going to have a very brief moment of time. Nope, no time at all now that they're trying to play the outside before the Titans can come back.
I was worried for a second there after Bumper fell early in that one, but the rest of the team holding Charge off just long enough. Janu, meanwhile, prime time for a self-destruct here as Charge come in. Oh, meanwhile, self-destruct that he has to deal with. It's going to get Solomon Sue, couldn't get out of the way. Meanwhile, Nanaboo's on the Bumper. He's going to get knocked down, though. Survives, but not the charge from Rio. And now Guangzhou has the chance to finally take point A.
Yeah, rarely do you see a good self-destruct engagement, but it put the Vancouver Titans in a very difficult position inside that bunker. Either you're going to be walking out on the point to contest, don't want to deal with that when the shatter is there from Rio. And that's going to be a taken point here by the Guangzhou Charge, but they will almost certainly, and basically certainly at this point, have less time.
Yeah, Titans making a small alteration, Twilight swapping from the Ana over to the Zenyatta now, as they get ready for their point B defense. Charge coming in. On the high ground, they get the Son of Janu, but luckily the Zarya shield is there just in time. Joe Charge just kind of waiting it out. They don't really have any ultimates at the moment, so it's tough to approach this. They're going to have the trance now. Who's got it? Now Rally is Started up by the Titans as the push comes in. Eileen down early. Oh man, and that Transcendence little bit late from Shu there. Would have preferred to keep his Brigitte alive. Titans using that Graviton Surge to finish this one off. Sominsu, a little bit of revenge there as he gets the 3K plus the D-Mech onto Hotba.
Yeah, as soon as you see that Transcendence there, you're ecstatic if you're the Vancouver Titans, because that ends, you just throw in the Graviton, quickly clean up the engagement.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a little bit of indecisiveness or something there, but Eileen died just like right before it came
Eileen
out.
was very low. It should have been used probably about a half second sooner, but these are very minor mistakes that end up costing you.
Oh, for sure. Timing your Transcendences as Zenyatta is definitely a fine art, that's for sure.
Happy looking at a Graviton right now, but Vancouver feeling okay with their Transcendence available.
I think so. Happy pretty well charged up. Has that Graviton Surge as well. Doesn't want to let Hoppa eat it. Focus those right clicks in there right now. Twilight on the Titan side has his Transcendence. Zenyatta. Charge with a couple ultimates to work with. I think they're going to wait out that self-destruct for Hotba so they can maybe try to get the combo with Happy Zarya. We'll see. They certainly seem to be biding their time. Now the approach comes in right as the self-destruct comes up for Hotba. They're going to go for it, I think. Yep, Hotba popping that ultimate. There's the boop. Did he get anybody? Not quite. Sound Barrier came in at the right time for the Titans, and now they're going to return fire in onto the charge. Charge, though, having none of it. They're going to have to scatter, though. Self-destruct coming in from Titans. Rio does go down, and that might be the end of Charge's push right there. Yeah, goodbye, Chara. Twilight gets another one. It's all clean up here, and the Titans buying themselves even more time, down to 2:30 on the clock for Charge.
I mean, it wasn't even the fact that the sound barrier was used by the Titans. It was simply that the charge pushed everybody so far away from the self-destruct that the damage, dissipates based on distance. So there was really not a lot of damage coming in to the main people who were trying to get caught in that self-destruct, and means Guangzhou a little bit shaky there on their combo.
They are looking a little bit shakier for sure. Grab comes in now. Chara down immediately, but Bumper in return. So the Reinhardt traded for the Lucio. That might be a trade that Guangzhou is not too disappointed with. They
You love that
push
trade.
Going.
You love that trade if you're Guangzhou.
The respawn's coming in quicker, but you'll take it every time. Hotba trying to finish off Slime here. Can't quite do it. Slime gets to the health pack. So elusive. Meanwhile, Rio goes down. Hotba tunneling so much on that Lucio kill while his Reinhardt dies. That is rough, man.
You had to kill that Lucio. What do you say?
Death to Lucio!
That's a bummer when you don't get that one.
That's right.
And Guangzhou back at spawn, reconsidering their options right now. Only 90 seconds remain for them to take the second objective, and they haven't even gotten one tick yet.
That's tough, man. Sometimes you really want that kill. And, at this rate, even if Charge do take the point, they're going to be so far behind in time bank.
I mean, Vancouver has 6 ults, effectively, so I'm not sure exactly how Guangzhou Charge think they're going to engage this.
Well, they're going to try to engage it with the self-destruct. Not going to come up with anything, though, with that. Now Transcendence comes in for the Titans, but not soon enough to save Bumper. Here's a chance for the Charge. If they can win this fight decisively, they might be able to get something going here. That's going to be one tick as Janu gets demeched. And Charge may have just found a way to pull it out at the very end here. 2 ticks. The re-engage has to come sometime for Titans. Oh, but the grab keeps them out. And just like that, Charge equalized here on Volskaya.
I'm not sure what happened to Slime's sound barrier there, Doa, but it didn't come in, and that gave them the kill onto Bumper, which is all they needed.
Yeah.
Holding them off, the Titans off the point with the Graviton Surge to get the time they need to complete the map.
Quick break, and then we are going into the time bank mode here on Volskaya. Let's take a look at Happy's Graviton Surge at the very end of that last map. This was the one, if I recall right, that just kind of sealed the deal for Guangzhou Charge. They win this map, and you can see, so close to doing it. And rather than fight the reinforcements, just keep them off the point.
Yep, just tear them off right there. Great
Yeah.
job by Happy, excellent placement.
Yep.
That ensures that they get a minute, but they have their work cut out for them, don't
Well.
they? 1 minute to 4:55.
1 minute to 5. So Vancouver Titans with 5 times more time in the time bank. It's going to be rough for the Charge either way, but if they can be effective and aggressive, and that does not involve losing your Zenyatta early, they can do it. That's a rough start for Charge already. Shu down, was kind of late to get into that room, and Titans finish him off.
Oh boy, this is gonna be a shooting gallery now.
Sure.
I mean, it's gonna be hard for Shu to even rejoin his team. Yeah, they have to back off all the way into the choke, and that's valuable time that they're not going to get back.
That's half their time. That's more than half their minute right there. That Titans have bought just with that 1 kill onto the Zenyatta.
Try and push this through right now.
Yep.
They can't even get onto the point easily. Happy trying to take a pole position, get some more of that Zarya charge. They're going to try to drop down and clear up the high ground first, but they got to move.
I know, no kidding. 5 seconds left. They got to get in there. Charge needs to get on the point. Bumper, a little bit low health, gets that primal rage. Right at the end, he's going to keep most of Charge off the point anyway. There goes Rio. Good start for the Titans. Overtime expiring. They barely get back on there again, but there goes Janu. Already a couple tanks out of the way, but Bumper striking back, taking out Chara. They also did lose Rio back then too. Graviton Surge comes in. Maybe a chance here, but there's a Transcendence now. Charge trying to buy themselves some time, but no, the kills come in for the Titans, and they're going to push Guangzhou right off of there. Not a single tick taken, I believe, by the Charge there. They only had a minute to do it. Like we said, when you lose one of your members approaching the point like that, in that situation, you just cannot afford to have that happen.
I mean, it's even worse if it's the Zenyatta, because if the rest of the team
Right.
moves forward, the Winston will just jump back in, isolate the Zenyatta as they try to approach that point. So everybody has to go back out
Yep.
through the choke to escort the Zenyatta back through. Kind of a nightmare situation for the Guangzhou Charge, and they cannot convert. 0% taken.
Well, the nightmare for the Charge is the dream for the Vancouver Titans, that they have nearly 5 minutes to take just 1 tick here on Volskaya. Kind of reminiscent of our last map, really, where they've got all the time in the world to just get a little bit to finish things off.
Guangzhou showing more fight, though, obviously completing the map as opposed to the full hold. So
Yeah.
at least a difference there.
Certainly better in that regard, yeah.
But Vancouver really tightening things up after that first map.
Tightening things up, you say? We're the worst. You can actually hear the crowd moan around the crowd. Wow.
That's our specialty.
Did that last season. Yeah. Feels more real. I like it. 4:55 on the clock for the Titans. Again, not a lot needed to take a lead in this series. One more map to go, but it looks like this one's going to be all Titans here at the end. Bumper scoping things out with that Sombra.
Yep. Just taking a look right back onto the Winston.
That's right.
Making sure that there wasn't anything too terribly wacky. Does get the Lucio speed taxi back to the main composition.
Ooh, Rio half health already. They got to be really careful. They're going to jump on him. No. Going to the side. All right. They got the shield bash on him anyway. I think there was an opportunity to kill that Winston, but they're playing it safe.
Yeah, I agree with this. When they see the Winston, just go for the Reinhardt. This is the right play because you want to get that presence on the point because you only need 33%. So just go for the most HP, the most barriers you can, and stand there and stare at them.
The Charge can't give them much time on the point right now. Remember, they only need that 1 tick. Hawksaw about half health before he gets healed up. There goes Sominsu, though. Shu getting a crucial kill there. Vancouver Titans responding in kind, though. Eileen low. And again, they're so close already. Twilight firing away, trying to take that support mirror. Now firing back into the pack. And I think they may have it. Oh, Bumper got a really fast Earth Shatter there. And that is going to be that. Vancouver Titans taking the lead in this series with a win on Volskaya.
Not too surprising. A little bit more fight from the Charge, and Vancouver well on their way to coming back and taking this 3-1.
Yeah, very true. We've got potentially 1 map to go here, charging to win if they're going to tie things up. We'll see if they do just that in just a moment.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Toyota, official North American partner of the Overwatch League. Toyota, let's go places.
We are here getting ready for map 4 between the Vancouver Titans and Guangzhou Charge right now. Titans with the lead 2-1 here, and I gotta say both the last couple maps have looked pretty convincing for the Titans.
Yes, they have. I mean, there's no other way to put it. At least Guangzhou was able to get through Assault, but in the current meta, you have to go through Assault usually a couple times if you're going to win a map. That's just how it goes with the snowballs and the ult economy that we have right now. It's also just incredibly attacker favored because of how long these fights are going on. The reinforcements make a really, really big deal.
Right, it's not a matter of if you complete the attack run, it's a matter of how fast you do it, how much time in the time bank you give yourself.
How many times you can do it.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we saw one yesterday go like, what, 6-5 or something like that?
Oh, yes.
That's not going to be too rare this stage. As long as this meta exists, I think we're going to see a lot of that. So
I agree.
Let's see. One more map to go before we get to it. Let's take a look at a substitution. It's Kib coming in for Eileen again on the Guangzhou Charge.
He's back to play some more Brigitte. Hopefully it'll go better here on Route 66.
Staying hydrated.
That's important.
That's right, it is, yeah.
We talked about the dangers of dehydration in our match earlier today, don't I? Just bring it all the way back around.
Dehydration did come back to haunt the Gladiators, that's for sure. They were without hydration for a lot of that. Taken out early in some of those fights. Kib, though, no such problem. Well hydrated as we look forward to Route 66, a desert map. So the perfect place to be well hydrated, really. Yeah,
Rawhide.
It's true. Rawhide. That's right.
They still have it on the.
I know, it's great.
It's amazing.
It's great. We do that all year. 10 years from now, we'll be like Rawhide, and they'll still do it. See, do that forever, man.
I'm glad that we
too.
still have that.
Welcome to Route 66, the virtual version of the future.
Yeah,
that's right. A map that Guangzhou Charge need to win if they're going to have any chance at taking this series against Vancouver Titans, and they are going to need to come into it with a lot better look than we saw on our last two maps in this series. It's been all Titans since they lost that control map. They came back in style and have looked unbeatable since then.
Yeah, Guangzhou floundering around in a lot of the maps that we've seen ever since that control that they did so well on. And
yeah,
now we're going to take a look at Hotba here playing over on the Sombra. So interesting adaptation already.
Indeed.
So we'll be Kib. So they're trying to mix it up right now. No,
I like it.
Diva on this defense, which probably means Twilight's going to swap back over to Ana after he shoots out his Sonic Arrow. Hotba.
Yeah, you always want to check that
one.
You always got to check that first train car, man. You never know when teams are hiding in there. Hotba, though, on the high ground, looking for those mad hacks. Mad hacks on the tanks. Gets found out, though. Janu spraying with that Diva primary fire finds him. I'm getting a little bit low, and there we go. Janu again, forcing back Hotba, making him translocate. The payload is moving, so Charge not really able to find that early fight that they were kind of hoping for off the back of a hack.
Yep, just easily finding the Sombra. No level of surprise there from the Guangzhou Charge, and now they're going to come right back in. Haksal was hacked at the start of that, but that's not the most important target when you could have a Diva or a Reinhardt on that hack instead.
Pretty much. Payload still moving. Charge has had to give up ground over and over again so far on this defense. It's been looking a little bit rough.
It's not a great way for them to engage right now.
Oh, hello.
And try and deal some damage.
There we go.
Instant translocation. Doesn't really do much of anything to Twilight.
Twilight landed some really nice shots there immediately after getting hacked. So in that situation, you're always happy to see the Sombra translocate away.
Hotba now at the EMP. So here we go. This is the time.
Now they're going to try to force Charge off the high ground here. Great boop, actually. Moving Rio out of the way. Haksal and Char, though, both down in the ensuing fight. Twilight getting really low. Now the Transcendence coming in from Shu, and Charge in a good position to push forward here. Janu knocked down by the Shatter from Rio. They're going to go ahead and use the Graviton Surge as well, using everything they've got. But there's the sound barrier. Twilight down anyway, though. They couldn't keep him alive. And the Titans, I think, are eventually going to give this one up. Do you think the sound barrier was worth it there?
It was late, Noah.
No.
It was late. They had him trapped in the Graviton Surge for quite some time. And I think what the Titans were hoping was that they weren't going to have to use that one. But once you saw Happy get on top of them and start right-clicking into the mass, they realized, oh, we actually do have to use this sound barrier right now. Unfortunately, the amount of damage coming out of Happy is already too much.
It was too late, and now you're in a situation where they're going to have to, okay, they're going to make a swap. So no Diva on the Guangzhou side, so Twilight's going to go over to the Ana here. Guangzhou, though, has a bit of an ult advantage here. So Mitsu throws in the grab. They're going in right away on this one. Sound barrier, it's going to be Hotba with the EMP, and Titans are just going to get rocked.
I really don't understand the logic of that if you're so Mitsu.
Super aggressive, yeah.
Because you throw in the long-range grab, you're thinking, well, they don't have a Diva, I can do this. But you're also not a charged Zarya, so you just end up walking into an EMP as you attempt to follow up from that distance. That was really odd. That was not an impressive Graviton Surge.
Well, especially now Janu has his self-destruct up on the Diva. So
oh no.
Now you don't want that one.
Oh, he got out.
Well, that was a close call.
He was slept right in front of the spawn.
Yeah.
That was actually quite close. I'm surprised he managed to escape that.
Well, there you go. All right, now some ultimates starting to come up for Vancouver Titans. Are going to have the Nano Boost, going to have the Earth Shatter soon for Bumper. There's a grab, though, coming in for Happy. Gets eaten by Janu, though. Good start for Titans. They're going to drop that self-destruct as well.
Oh, Slime.
Rio on the high ground. Slime gets caught by the Shatter. Oh, and there's a charge on the Bumper, too. Can they keep him alive? They barely can, and he's going to respond with his own Earth Shatter. There goes Kib, and Bumper now with the Nano Boost doing the damage with that hammer. It's taken him a long time, but looks like they might finally be able to finish A. Rio taken for a ride. And that will be point A taken for Titans, but man, Charge made them pay for it.
That was almost a full hold from the Guangzhou Charge. After that last mistake, if that grab hadn't been eaten, that was going to be an extremely different fight because of Slime's early death too. Dangerous for the Vancouver Titans, but they squeak by, and at least they'll get some measure of distance into point B.
Well, remember what we talked about earlier, too, with how hard Charge won on the control map. The last thing the Titans want is for this to go to a Game 5. So I really feel like despite how good they've looked on the last two maps, this is kind of a must-win map for the Titans.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go back to that control. Maybe they are still confident in their chances. Not sure I would share that level of optimism.
Hoxall knocked down. You don't want to take the risk, that's for sure. Oh, a counter Shatter coming in. Rio does get the shield just in time, though. Bumper does kill Hotba. It's a chance for the Titans to move in. Janu trying to charge down onto Chara, who gets away up on the wall. And Shu, finding the final blows before finally getting taken out himself by Slime. And the fight kind of devolves into this scrappy brawl, and Titans come out on top.
Yeah, Guangzhou, though, going to be coming back with 5 ultimates to match the 5 of the Vancouver Titans. So waiting up right now. We'll see if Vancouver plays this aggressively. They certainly have the crowd control to play into the chokes coming from spawn.
I mean, this is not nice right now. This is not clean Overwatch. This is a barroom brawl between these two teams. This is desperation from the Charge, and that's causing Titans to really be on their back foot here. EMP again, big hack coming in from Hotba, but the sound barrier used by the Titans. Their grab not getting a whole lot. Now sound barrier for Charge as they re-engage here. Rio used that Earth Shatter to set them up for some kills. Slime and Hoxall down already, and that's going to be Charge with, after I said it was getting a bit messy. That was a very clean fight from Charge.
I mean,
they heard me, man. They got to clean it up.
And Vancouver, they tried to Graviton the high ground. They even slipped a biotic grenade into there so that it would prevent the healing. But there was nobody up top to deal any damage, so all of it was for naught in the end. Vancouver now coming in with a very weak ultimate pool.
Sominsu's grabs have not impressed me on this map yet.
Normally it's been really solid, but this map, it's been a bit of a crapshoot.
Yep. Here we go. Going in now, trying to catch Charge unawares. They've got them bottled up near the outhouse there. You don't want to get stuck there. Self-destruct coming in. No kills out of that one. Oh, but Ryu finished off on the side. I said Rio. I've been playing too much Street Fighter. I meant Rio. Slime, a little bit of trouble as well. All right, Twilight. Now he's got that Nano Boost. They've got them pinned down. And Charge, after losing their Reinhardt, can't stop Titans from taking point B.
Slime played that so well.
Yep.
So Vancouver Titans, they knew that all the ults from Guangzhou were gone. So they can throw the self-destruct in. It separated the Reinhardt, and then they just booped the Reinhardt back into the team.
Oh, happy.
And because there's a self-destruct in the middle, nobody else can follow up to help Rio. Slime's positioning, super good. And that's another late kill as well that they get on the backside of the engagement. Vancouver Titans doing great now as they head into C.
So Happy's death there prevented Charge from being able to take a fight earlier on point C. That's going to give Titans a little bit of extra distance, but this is a really tough one to finish with just 1 minute. There's the EMP used by Hotba, but the Titans coming up with the kill so far. Janu just walking forward, and oh man, that is not what Guangzhou wanted. That payload is going to be nearly there in the end.
And
Hotba down again.
Oh boy, and you can't have that happen because Sominsu is now going to have the Graviton. That was a fight that should have been able to be won by the Guangzhou Charge. Yeah, you just hold it there. Why not?
I was going to say, yeah, you just keep them there. Nobody can stop them. Can they get to actually delay? It looks like they were able to get Hotba over there on the Diva now. Still need to win the fight. There goes Happy. Bumper drops that Shatter. Counter Shatter comes in from Rio. Haksal the one to pay for it. Rio low health though. Sominsu going in for the kill. He gets it. They're going to turn back around on the payload now. Sound barriers on both sides. Here comes the self-destruct from Janu. It catches Hotba. Got him when he was out of his mech. And Charge reeling here from this fight, losing people left and right. Rio back in on the Hammond, but he's on his own. Earthshatter, meanwhile, on the side of the fight from Bumper to keep everybody bottled up in spawn, and that is going to be the finish for Vancouver, getting it just before overtime started.
Great push at the end there by Vancouver. Impressive use of the abilities they had available, winning fights when they really shouldn't have.
Great move by Rio at the end to just Earthshatter into the spawn door to keep people locked up. Quick break, and then Charge goes on the attack. The Titans struggling a little bit, but eventually stomped their way through the rest of Route 66. Got their 3 points with just 3.2 seconds left in the time bank. Not a lot, but hey, it's something.
It is something that they can work with, and it might push us into a time bank round. We'll have to wait and see. Kib probably just going to take a shot here on the Widowmaker and see if they can make anything happen right out of the gates.
Yeah, why not?
But nothing too crazy here. No Orisa Bastion defenses like we've seen from certain teams. I think Vancouver's like, well, we now know you have to get all the way through the map. Let's just play it nice and slow. We'll give up ground slowly as long as you can't make it to the very end.
Happy on that Zarya. Ooh, we went through the tire. Wow. How about that observing? Happy. He was on the Ash for a second before swapping back over to the Zarya. Thought we might see him throw out a grenade or something like that. Some dynamite. Slime looking for the kill onto Hotba there. Couldn't quite get the knockoff though, and Charge still milling around by spawn. Ooh, Twilight with the kill on Chara. Vancouver Titans already putting together a pretty solid defense here at the very beginning.
As fun as it's been to watch Hotba so far in the Overwatch League on Tracer, this Sombra play is underwhelming.
I agree.
He's not getting very many kills in the backline. His EMP charging has been going really slowly overall.
You got to wonder a bit about the Charge too, because you have to put Kib in if you want to play the Brigitte apparently, but then if you put Kib in for the Brigitte, you don't really have a great Sombra and Hotba from what we've seen so far. So going forward, that's going to be a challenge, and Bumper with another kill on Chara, so Titans giving no ground. I think Charge tries to just break out of their own spawn.
I think the issue is that if you play Eileen to play the Sombra here, then you can't flex back onto the Diva if you need it. So they don't have an all-purpose option if you're the Guangzhou Charge to play their best Sombra and their best Diva simultaneously with Brigitte. So.
No. And Twilight way ahead in Ultimate Charge compared to his Zenyatta counterpart. He's already got Transcendence Shoe just below 80% yet. And man, a lot of time used up on the time bank already, and Charge have really not made much progress. Now the ultimates are coming up. Look at that. Just as they get some ultimates, that's when Titans pull back. It's a pretty great awareness, I think. I think they knew those were coming online. They didn't want to take that fight anymore. It gets a little bit too dangerous with the combos there.
Yeah, fight on the corner too with the EMP.
Yep.
We'll see if it comes out here.
Oh,
It will
bumper and slide.
not.
Ooh, that's 2 good kills for the Charge. They really put that Graviton Surge to good use there. And Hotba not even needing that EMP.
That's a big win right there, that they can use just the Graviton to isolate the Reinhardt,
Yeah.
as well as the Lucio, and hold on to the EMP for this next engagement. It took a long time for Hotba to charge it up, but he's got it now, and that should be potentially all they need in order to complete point A, if he gets a good one.
Grab used by Titans as they charge back in. Bumper moving Rio out of the fight, trying to at least, but the Transcendence on the Guangzhou side keeps people alive for the moment, but now Hotba goes out, and that's a shatter and a half from Bumper. A lot of people laid low on the Charge side. Couple kills coming in. They got to finish the job, though. Hoxall from behind, and there goes Kip. So, as quick as Charge won that last fight, Titans comes back, and we are right back to where we were, and that's a great stagger on the Happy at the end.
And I'm sure a lot of our astute viewers are asking the question, well, what happened to that EMP? The answer was Hoxall stunned Hotba, and so he couldn't actually use it in that fight.
Yep.
They still have it now, but you know, Vancouver Titans with a couple of support ultimates available, they can split up, avoid the sight lines, and then just come back with a sound barrier, and that's what they're doing.
Hotba.
Slime is just hiding around the corner right now, waiting for this.
I know. You don't want to get EMP'd. Hotba, you know he's going to use it. Got to dodge, though. Here comes that self-destruct. Gets out. There's the EMP in the back lines. Bumper falls immediately with that Twilight. Could not keep him alive with the Transcendence. Another shatter used. Guangzhou Charge trying to finish this fight off. They're going to have to contend with the sound barrier with that, and that is a grab eaten by Janu again. Happy's getting gobbled up, but the Charge getting the kills anyway, and looks like they're going to be able to eventually finish off point A. Took them a while, but they got there.
Vancouver over-investing when Bumper goes down, so they were concerned about the EMP, right? So they were hiding Twilight that time around the corner so that he didn't get hit by the EMP. The Trance comes in, but Bumper's already dead. At that point, though, just sort of have to take the L and
You just got to give that one up, yeah.
not use the sound barrier. It was really aggressive because they lost the fight even though they ate the Graviton coming in from Happy. And
pretty much. You got to play the long game there. A little bit over-eager from the Titans. They're going in for an aggressive defense now off the back of that rally. Sominsu, his grabs have been a bit suspect on Route 66 so far. Can he redeem himself right here? Just going to toss it in. Wow, just lobs it in there. No Diva to worry about. The sound barrier, though, from Charge prevents the follow-up, but there's another one from Bumper. Gets that shatter. Low health. Manages to, ooh, he doesn't actually live, and Charge able to respond with a couple kills. And now Titans push back yet again. The follow-up on some of the CC from the Titans has been a little bit iffy.
I mean, they're going too deep is the problem. Like, they're playing way too aggressively right now against the Charge. And with the ult economy, the way it's sitting, Guangzhou is looking like they're going to make a stab here at point C and potentially send us to time bank.
I was going to say, yeah, they've got a real shot now. If they can finish B quickly, they're going to have a good amount of time coming into C.
Yeah, they should be feeling just fine right now. They win one fight and they're going to take C.
They've got all the ultimates in the world, too. This really is like their point to lose at this point. They're going in with the grab right now. Happy about half health. Bumper dies immediately, and yeah, Charge getting 2 kills just off of that one ultimate. They're going to be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, they're just slowly hacking everybody out. Janu.
Happy taking a nap.
Yeah, gonna take a hack right there, and that means that the 3 supports are the only ones left for the Titans, and they just have to give up B. So now, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Guangzhou, they didn't use a whole lot. They have plenty of ults to pressure through point C if they need.
Yeah, here's where if you're the Titans, you have to tighten things up. I said, you know, it's tough to talk about the Titans sometimes.
It definitely is.
You have to firm things up on the planning side. How about that? Charge coming in. They've got that rally. Okay, there's a good EMP from Hotba. He's been holding that one for a long time. Bumper shut down by that Earth Shatter, and that's going to be Titans getting a couple kills anyway.
Oh, Nanobu saving Bumper there.
I was going to say, yeah, he was on his last legs, last few HP before he came back. I'm surprised Titans made it out of that one.
Well, the EMP, Vancouver Titans were through the choke already, and Guangzhou had to walk through it to follow up, so it actually wasn't a great EMP. And now Guangzhou, they had to use everything to lose that fight. This is where it's going to get super tricky.
Somansu sneaky Graviton Surge from the side. They're going to send in Janu self-destruct. There's the boop, and the 2 kills coming out of it. Good play at the end to set up the rest of that self-destruct.
Slime's timing is excellent.
It's slime time.
It is slime time as he's really just getting them right at the end of those Graviton Surges. You can see how clean some of these engagements and combos are from the Titans.
Yep. And suddenly, Titans a little bit better. That is a 4-man, 5-man Earthshatter actually onto the charge. Whoa. Bumper coming up huge in the end.
Yeah, that's really terrible for them because another wipe with just a relatively inconsequential ult in this meta is not something you're going to be happy with. Guangzhou also stopped from getting any ult charge of their own. And you know what? Bumper's just going to play this corner because Vancouver knows they just don't have to give up any more charge. So play the corner. Don't let them charge their ultimates by dealing damage to you and fight them now.
They've got no distance on C, and they are down to 25 seconds. Going in now with the rally. Hawksaw popping that one on the Brigida. Another team fight will do it, and there goes Kim. Charge in big trouble. Their tank falls, and Titans, I think they may have just locked this one up with that last fight. Charge is going to have to just absolutely scramble to get back to the payload, and even then, you're not going to be able to set up for a great fight here. This is going to be a rough one for Charge.
And they're so good at knowing their limits, though. It's just ridiculous. That was absolutely the right play to back off. Now they have a grab.
That's right. Char and Hotba managed to touch the payload. Going to be Sound Bears on both sides coming out. There's the trance as well. Bumper really low. They got to keep him alive. He goes down. Hotba with a big kill for the Charge. They got a chance here. That's right. The Boostio from Slime. It really is Slime time. But you know what time it actually is? Charge time. They are going to win that fight. Titans overextending, I think, a little bit again.
They didn't count on the fact that somebody was going to be able to touch that payload. They were trying to prevent it, and they threw most everything they had to stop that. Guangzhou, a new lease on life.
I mean, we're deep into overtime now, but Bumper, with a good Earth Shatter, could turn this one in the favor of the Titans, could finish up the match. But Charge right there, man. One fight for either side is going to finish it off. Self-destruct's coming in. Chara gets caught. That's not great for Charge. They need this one to be good, but no kills off of that self-destruct on the side of Guangzhou. They're going to try to keep pushing, though, anyway. Rio down about half health. He has to back away. Shu gets a kill onto Twilight, but he's going to respawn fast. There's a grab now onto the Titans, trying to keep people alive. Somansu down to like 10 HP, trying to live. They can't quite engage on it, but he's got to back away into spawn, and that payload is nearly there. Are you kidding me? Shu's still got the trance, too. There's the knockdowns in Charge. They've done it somehow, some way. I think they're going to complete this map. They will. We're not done yet.
What an overtime push for the Guangzhou Charge.
Man.
Wow. I'm really surprised. Vancouver tried to close it on them. They played aggressively in order to do so. The Charge had the wherewithal to get onto the back cap to trigger that overtime and just really punish the Titans over aggression.
Well, it's getting exciting here, guys. Don't go anywhere. Extra time coming up right after this. All right, it's getting a little bit crazy on Route 66 here. Titans finishing it with 3 seconds remaining. Guangzhou Charge doing it in overtime. Both teams get an extra minute added to their time bank. It's going to be Charge on the attack first because they do have a little bit less time. What a titanic effort, no pun intended, for Charge to finish that attack run. Titans want to stop them right here, right now. They had a good point A hold the first time, so we'll see how far Charge gets.
Oh, they're actually going to mix it up here. Kib coming out on the Pharah.
Yeah, all right.
Hoppa remaining on the Sombra. Shu, known for his Ana play, will be playing the Widowmaker. Seems accurate, so here we go. Quad DPS.
Smart by Charge. They want to deny Titans the ability to fight in that open ground. Want to force those guys back, and Titans, as you can see, scrambling pretty hard right now.
Yeah, we're going to see how much damage they are going to be able to take from all these Pharah pokes, because they're going to rush the payload and play in this corridor, and that's going to make things hard.
Ooh, Twilight in a dangerous position here. It's going to be a D-Mech onto Janu. as well, and Shu in the back lines on the Widowmaker. The flex support flexing. Over, Slime can't quite get back up the cliff. He's gonna go down. And that's one on Twilight too. Charge doing great on this push. Great adaptation, something the Titans didn't expect. And they're gonna get a good amount of time here on this overtime push.
I mean, I think the Titans played it about as well as they could. You have to just hide in that tunnel and then pop out to prevent the payload from moving.
Sure.
But the picks came in fast here, and Guangzhou is gonna be getting that EMP, so Hotba getting a little bit faster than he normally does. Been a bit slow this round, but now he's got it.
I mean, Titans only have 3 more seconds in the time bank. This could easily go to map 5, depending on how Charge finishes this one up. And Bumper down early, looking pretty good for Charge to finish point A. There goes the Hanzo ultimate. They throw everything at them. And that is gonna finish point A. That is so big to get a tick in this situation, but they're in OT for the rest of it now.
Yeah, they had to use 4 ults. Luckily, they still have the Mercy ult. Actually, they're gonna swap off. So it's only Hotba on the cart right now, keeping that overtime bar from burning down.
Sick.
And they're just going to go ahead and switch everything up. So back to the 3-3 composition. And we'll see if they can hold on. Vancouver certainly with an edge.
We've seen some pretty crazy overtime pushes in the Overwatch League, and this is definitely one of them right now. From the Guangzhou Charge, Bumper really low, trying to keep him alive. Kip down, though. They over-pursued a bit on the Reinhardt and paid for it. Now Charge in trouble. You just got to push down the payload for just 1 second for overtime to expire. There goes Chara, and it looks like that's where it's going to stop for the Guangzhou Charge. Important thing, they got 1 point here, and whenever you can do that in a low time bank situation, you are in good shape.
You are in good shape, Doa. And now I hope we see something really exciting from the Charge. This is where you bring out your Bastion Orisa defense. Yeah. There are a lot of options here that you could throw them for a loop.
This is where you get a little bit crazy. And remember, you know, if the Charge can take it to that 5th map, which is Control, I'd be really worried if I were the Vancouver Titans.
Yeah, they could have played themselves in some ways here, Doa, by being a little bit too aggressive in these team fights. Here's Twilight in the back, making sure Bumper stays alive. And there you are, Nano Boost onto Summon Su.
Yep.
And he'll be doing the damage to make sure this fight goes his team way. Nice sleep dart at the end.
Why not, you know? Kind of a victory lap sleep dart in the end, but it kind of feels fun, right? So Titans on the attack. Remember, they had 3 more seconds than Charge in the time bank, which really doesn't matter a whole lot. It may as well be equal, but they have got a lot of work ahead of them. I mean, even taking the first point with just a minute is really difficult on this map.
Yeah, will the Titans do something similar here? Twilight looks like he'll probably just swap off the Hanzo after checking the payload. Hotba once again taking over Sombra, but it's taken a minute and a half for, on average, for Hotba to charge the EMP. That's not going to be great in a very low time bank situation.
Now we'll see what they can do. Charge backing off. Twilight on the Ana this time. They're going to rely on the Charge side for Hotba to get those good hacks again from his Sombra.
He's got pushed off the edge there.
Oh, sleep dart.
Translocate.
Hit one of the tanks before he got hacked.
Yeah, they're not pushing the payload,
I was going to say, you got to push that payload. Kind of part of the map there. Ooh, there goes Rio, though. Hawk's all down, but getting rid of that Reinhardt is going to be great for the Titans. Got to push that payload. That's right. They keep edging away from it, stressing me out, man.
Well, all they have to do now, Guangzhou, just back off, let the Reinhardt charge back to your composition. Hotba will get a few more percent, but he's still only at 58. So slow charge on this EMP, and they're going to need it soon.
Yeah, I think so. Push the payload. Push it.
Okay. Some of those mistakes might cost them.
Push the payload! Jeez, all right, well, the Titans, they got to win another fight, but there goes Slime. Charged with every opportunity to end it right here. They've got the 6v5. We're into overtime right now for the Vancouver Titans. Bumper nearly has that Earth Shatter. Oh, man, I don't know. They got to get on the point right now. Bumper in trouble. Barely stays alive. He gets that nano boost. Luckily, just in the nick of time. There's the EMP, though, from Hotba. It's all charged, man. There goes Bumper. And that was not the strongest effort from the Titans in their overtime push. We are going to map 5.
Wow, Toa. I mean, this has been a really back-and-forth map. And
no kidding.
You have to say, Vancouver lost a lot of opportunities, but Guangzhou picked it up and then ran with it when given those chances.
And now we're going to Control, where Guangzhou won earlier. We'll see if they can do it to seal up this series. Be right back with map 5. We're going to map 5, guys, here at the Overwatch League. Guangzhou Charge winning map 1. The Titans responding with a couple map wins of their own, but then it was Guangzhou once again taking it on Route 66, and that means we are going to our 5th and final map. It is Control. It is one of the maps that Guangzhou, frankly, looked way better than the Titans on so far in this series, so we'll see what happens, I guess. But I think Titans are going to have a tough time on this one.
Yeah, when we see Eileen come back in, who didn't even die on the first Control map, played an excellent Sombra. I too would agree that Eileen should go back in.
I think, don't get me wrong, I think Kib has been great on the Brigitte, but you know, you go back and Eileen just didn't die on Nepal. So if you're going to put somebody in on Control, I think you make that swap, and you do. There's a substitution. Eileen back in. Kib out for this one.
Now, do you put Stitch in is the question, because I think the Titans have looked a lot weaker overall when they're fielding Stitch in this meta. Not to say that I think Stitch is a poor player. Historically, he's been a very good player. But yeah, I don't think they're going to make that transition right now, which means I'm afraid that the Titans composition might be a little bit transparent, as probably they're going to really emphasize coming in and playing that 3-3 again. And I think the Charge have done a good job of countering that with some of their multi-DPS compositions.
Yeah, I think a lot of it, too, comes down to the Vancouver Titans' ability to sort of calm down. And the thing is, we know this team have played in very high-pressure situations before. I mean, I was there in Korea when they finally won their Korean Contenders Championship. That went to map 7 in that series. It was as tight, it was as stressful as it gets. They came out on top there. That's the kind of composure that they need to summon to finish this map off. They're going to do it. They're going to try to do it anyway on Ilios.
Worth noting that on multiple other occasions, these players have failed to deliver in high-pressure situations.
Multiple times.
Multiple times.
Contenders. Yeah, we cast another one of those ourselves, actually, back in the day. Yeah.
Yes, it's true that the last time was the time they won.
That's the most recent time.
That is true.
That's
why the most recent time.
That's why we're thinking about that one. That's the most recent time. Those other second places for Runaway back in the day, before they became Titans, we can forget about those, right?
My memory is not so short. I will remember them, but...
Mine is like goldfish style, man.
We do have Ruins first, which is going to be the best point to play the 3-tank, 3-support composition, because the pit is, you really can get in there and mix it up.
Sure.
Have those big death balls colliding. But Happy's going to go classic on us, and he's going to try and play this Widowmaker. Not many people, despite the long sightlines on this map, have been willing to play it, simply because it's easy for the tanks to hide behind cover, and you have to contest the point with fewer tanks and less healing.
So it's going to be the triple DPS option for the Charge as they get out here. Rio on that Hammond this time around. Meanwhile, Vancouver Titans, like we predicted, 3-tank, 3-support, but they are using Twilight on the Ana.
Rio, they're just trying to bottle him up right now.
Yep. All right, Titans rushing onto the point. Time to unlock it, but Charge gets going a little bit earlier. So Titans are going to need to win the fight and then change it around. Rio comes in. Oh, but he gets pushed back. He's in big trouble here. I can't believe he got out. That is pure Wrecking Ball speed right there.
Wow, he got out just in the nick of time after getting hit by that Bagaimatic grenade, but Hotba is not so lucky.
Oh, Happy. Finds another one.
Is that what this Widowmaker player makes you know Happy?
It is. Like I said, I'm not even saying his name. That's just my emotion. Gets another one onto Twilight. His teammate Eileen, though, not so lucky. Titans, in the end, do actually claim the point first. So get all the headshots you want, Happy. Widowmaker can't take the point.
Oh, no! He couldn't demech that Diva. Chanu, with like 50 HP remaining, does not get demeched. Happy will sacrifice himself.
He's usually pretty good at demeching divas too. Like if you watch him play, weirdly enough, he wins a lot of those 1v1s.
Yeah, he can do a lot of damage to tanks, but that's not going to be what it is today. He does have to switch over to the Brigitte right now. A lost fight. They need to win this next one with an EMP if they want to have a shot on this map. So watch Eileen. This is crucial.
Yep, that's right. Didn't die in their first Control map. Today, there's the EMP. Gets a few members of the Titans here. Transcendence used by Charge to get in there as well with as much safety as possible. Nano boost, meanwhile, onto Bumper on the Titan side. No kills on that one yet. And now the Primal Rage for Bumper. They are buying so much time, up to 50% already. Bumper needing to be a little bit more careful here.
I mean, that was the second time in this series, Noah, where the Titans have reacted to an incoming EMP by nanoing the Monkey straight into a Primal Rage, and it basically just wins them the fight straight out. They cancel the EMP's effect.
You can't push forward on a nano-boosted Winston in that situation. It's true. I'm Happy down already.
Yeah, Titans really excellent shot calling right there, knowing exactly how they're going to counter that ability.
Yep. Whoa, thunk.
Oxal is just bonking the Guangzhou charge
Yeah,
there as he retreats.
Officially bonked him. The Vancouver Titans, Hotbed taking a nap. I'm tired too, I can't blame him. Charge with a chance to push back in here though. They've got a couple ultimates to do, but already over 90% for the Vancouver Titans.
I mean, they've got a Sombra on the point though, so Eileen is going to trigger this overtime, has the EMP. See how they respond to this.
Yeah, all right. Meanwhile, fight happening elsewhere. Twilight though, he finds EMP. Mortal Kombat on the point right now. Eileen has to translocate out. Nobody's getting to the point right now. And the Vancouver Titans, ooh, overtime. Triggered again at the last moment. Now Eileen comes in with a big EMP. And Titans losing players left and right at the last possible second. They're gonna reclaim the point. That's as close as it gets, man.
Yeah, Sumitsu dropped the Graviton when they realized it was a 6 versus 5, but they had to send somebody back to the point. Ended up being Twilight, and they couldn't quite kill Eileen, so by the time everybody on the Titans had to go back, they walked straight into the EMP, but Guangzhou used everything.
Yeah, and this is another one of those situations where, as the team sitting on 99%, you're feeling pretty good because you've got a ton of time to build up your own ultimates, come in, win one fight, round is over.
All right, so Guangzhou now choosing to back up. They did get some good charge onto Eileen as the Vancouver Titans had to deal with the Sombra on the approach.
Yeah, Eileen forced to translocate there. They found him out. Bumper charging forward here.
Nice sleep on the Hotba.
Yeah, that works out. They're going to take him for a ride with the charge, too. Hoxall finishing him off. Hoxall in trouble as well. It is Vancouver, though, flipping the point back in their favor. And charge on the defense here. They have to back away. Bumper, though, gets another one onto Happy. Looks like maybe they can close it out right here. Yeah, that's the kills you need if you're Vancouver Titans. Chara and Eileen just trying to make something out of pretty much nothing. And Lucio can keep things going for a little while, but not for forever. And that should be about it. Vancouver Titans takes round 1.
But that's going to be the best point for the Vancouver Titans.
It is.
Now we've got some points that I think are going to be a little bit more favorable to the charge.
We will see. Quick break, and we'll be back to see if Charge can equalize here on Ilios. Welcome back to Ilios, this 5th map between Vancouver Titans and Guangzhou Charge. We're going to Lighthouse for our 2nd round. Vancouver, a win on this round will win them a tight series. No 4-0, but I think they'll be happy with a win at this point. Meanwhile, Charge looking to equalize, fourth that 3rd map, and there's Sumitsu on the McCree.
They are not expecting them to be playing 3-3. He's going to go change immediately. So.
Yeah.
He thinks there's going to be Tracers or Sombras or something right here. He's like, nope, got to go make this adjustment right now. We are happy to play the mirror.
Guess so. All right, they'll do it. Twilight over on the Zenyatta as well. So Sumitsu swaps.
They're going to give up control, though. I mean, that's the issue. A little bit of mind games there. So Guangzhou opts into the matchup that Vancouver Titans didn't think they would want to take, and they'll get rewarded for their boldness with some free control percent.
If Vancouver can win a fight and rotate, though, they won't give up a whole lot. We'll see what they can do right here, right now. You're backing away. Onto the point. They got to regroup here. All right. Vancouver Titans, they got to find a time to push in. 20% for Charge already. Bumper wading in, hammer swinging. Oh, he gets low and taken down. They focus that Reinhardt really well, and now the rest of the Titans struggling to stay alive. Janu demacked after Twilight falls, and that is going to be a regroup from the Titans.
And sometimes these mind games really pay off, Doa, because what happens is if you're going to switch your comp and give up the point, you need to be really confident that you're going to win as you come into that first fight, because if not, in a mirror like this, you're giving up the ult charge, and you already gave up 50% of the points, so it is truly an uphill battle now for the Titans.
And if you don't think you can win that first fight, it's absolutely better to give it up initially and make that swap, but then you end up in this situation. Oh, totally blocked. That Earth Shatter from Bumper did nothing. Charge in a better position than ever now. Happy with that Graviton Surge. Waiting for the Defense Matrix to go down. Just trying to roast Bumper. There's a grab. Bumper taken out by Hadba. Nobody to follow up on that Graviton Surge from the Titans. That's another lost fight. Not only did they lose the fight, they lost their Graviton Surge. This round is looking like it's all Charge right now.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a wash unless the Titans have some magic, because Happy's here. He's just gonna prevent them from getting onto the point with the Graviton Surge. They also have a sound barrier for protection. Slime still needs 10% more. Maybe they can live through this with Twilight's Trance, but they need to get to the point.
They've got a decent fight. They've got the Transcendence, and if they can get through that, they're gonna have the sound barrier. Slime's gonna build it. They gotta get on the point right now though, 95%. Graviton Surge used, and there's Bumper caught by the self-destruct from Charge. They're gonna get Rio, so maybe an opportunity here for the Titans. Sound barriers on both sides as Happy picks one up onto Janu. Titans still struggling a little bit here, and by a little bit, I mean a lot. There's the grab, but where are the kills? A lot of people getting low. Maybe it's a chance. Summon walking in. He's got so much damage coming out of that Zarya after this Transcendence ends. They might just be able to flip it.
They can't do it because that Trance was just slightly late. Got so much damage in with the Graviton Surge and the alternate fire from Zarya. That's gonna feel good if you're the Vancouver Titans. They have to run it all the way back though.
Yeah, a nice thing for the Titans too is that they're almost up to another Transcendence. Twilight making good use of that fight to build a lot of ultimate percentage again.
Right, so now Guangzhou coming through on the high ground. They will drop down, start to contest this. Vancouver Titans, they must really be careful about how many of their ults they're going to be committing to these engagements. Ult economy, super important right now.
Maximum efficiency from here on out for the Titans if they want to close this series out. Double rally comes in for each side. Armor to work through for both teams. There's the grab.
Another one.
Can they get the kills, though? That's what you need. Ooh, Hotbutt getting a little bit low. Happy is down. They are going to chain it in. It's a great Earth Shatter from Rio, but they need more than that. There's a reset from the Charge. Titans lost 2, but they hold the point.
And Summons, already had that grab because of how much damage he did in his last Graviton Surge. But now, this is the do-or-die moment for the Titans. You've got a Shatter and a Sound Barrier, and Guangzhou is going to be coming in with a grab of their own.
Yep. They're also going to have double support elements. They're going to have that Sound Barrier in just a moment here. So Charge really positioned well to try to take this point back.
Here we go, Happy.
Yep.
Trying to charge up, already at 75, feeling good.
I would say so. All right, they're gonna come in with Earth Shatter, and that does force Charge back, forces them to use that Sound Barrier a bit easy. Now the Graviton Surges come in for both sides, and Hotba grabs 2 with the self-destruct. Charge gonna take this point back pretty easily, and that should be the second round. And with what has been a very back-and-forth series, why would the last map be any different? Overtime expires, and Charge are going to tie things up here on Ilios.
And this is great for the Charge, Doa, because Well is likely going to be their best point. When you want to play a lot of flankers, when you want to play potentially the Widowmaker again, Well is going to be the go-to right now.
That's the hope anyway, but it all comes down to this round. Vancouver Titans, Guangzhou Charge, 5 maps in that 5th map. Tied up.
Oh boy, I wonder.
Going well.
Yeah, we're looking at this right now, Doa, and I wonder if Vancouver Titans is going to be baited into playing the McCree again, because their big problem was having to swap late.
True.
And they're showing it, and they're thinking Guangzhou is going to play the Tracer or the Sombra, and they're not.
All right, well.
Oh no.
You might just stick with it if you're Vancouver now. I mean, hey, you went back, you swapped, it didn't work out. Maybe you just try to force the McCree now. We'll see.
They're not going to go back. They're not going to have time. They got to make it work.
That's right. At least when the Winston comes in, you can try to have that flashbang ready. Rio getting aggressive, pushing forward with that Tesla cannon.
You just can't stand next to them. Right? I mean, with this Orisa, like, you just can't do it. They're just going to bully you. Summons gets happy, though. That is huge.
I mean, when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, if you can get the picks, you can win the fights, and that's exactly what the Titans are starting to do here. Summons coming up big with that McCree.
Oh, wow. That is absolutely enormous for the Titans that they got the picks.
Yep.
Guangzhou went in thinking they could push them off. Didn't end up happening, and now, fortunately for Vancouver, they are able to start the control percent rolling. It's sort of in a situation where you have to do that, though, because once Guangzhou comes back with ults, you're going to reset and go back to 3-3 most likely if you're Vancouver.
Pretty much, yeah. But for now, they have to work with what they've got. They do have the Deadeye from Somensu's McCree. Here comes the engage, has to back away. Fanning the hammer, there's a Deadeye. Can they knock him out of it? The tumbleweed's rolling, but will the heads roll? No, not quite, not this time. They do force charge away, get a little bit more percentage as they rotate around. They got Chara. Johnny with a big pick there.
A big
Charging
stun
a bit of trouble.
Onto the Winston, and that's just going to be them
Rio.
focusing him down. He was stunned multiple times in the Primal Rage, so Vancouver making the most of this composition.
You don't get much more alone than Rio was in that ultimate just now, and now Vancouver Titans does have more ultimates online. Bumper's going to have the supercharger for Orisa soon as well, and man, if you can supercharge a McCree, you're feeling pretty good.
Happy's early death has hurt them a lot too, because no Graviton Surge in sight.
Here comes Guangzhou. Got to turn it around. They're going in with the sound barrier, getting very aggressive. Oh, but that's a drop. Shu pulled off with the halt. Whoa, Somensu gets one on Eileen as well. And it turns out at the end of the day, you still got to respect that Orisa right click, man. The halt doing work.
Desperation there from Guangzhou, trying to engage with sound barrier because they have to rush that fortified point with the Orisa if they're going to win. Now it's looking bad for Guangzhou.
Now you're really concerned, because even if you try to transcendence your way in there, you can still pull that Zenyatta right into the well yet again. Somensu again. Ooh, he's a little bit isolated. That's dangerous. Flashbang gets absorbed by the defense matrix. Barely gets back to the Orisa shield. Crazy tough moment for Somensu, but he lives.
Gotta hide.
Yeah, they're gonna wait out that Deadeye. Supercharger in now for the Vancouver Titans side. They've got that extra damage. There's the sound barrier. Bumper loses his ultimate. Oh, Happy! He gets his grab. Absorbed by Janu again. Janu's had so many of those, but here comes the self-destructed. Bumper gets caught and went just on the other side of the shield. So charge. They do not quite flip it back yet, but maybe they can get it. Hawks all down. That's the opportunity they were looking for, and they finally get their control percent building.
Slime gets a style kill onto Eileen to end things, but it was after the fight had already been lost for the Titans.
Yeah.
And now here's the big reset moment. Everybody has to reconsider their composition. That means the Titans going to be moving over to the 3-3. Does reset their ults, but they've got 100% to make it back into this game. However, still likely to be quite close.
Turns out the supercharger couldn't beat the charge. And Vancouver Titans with those swaps are going to try to win this last fight and try to take this series. 99% for them. They only need to win one fight to take it. Rio with the Primal Rage. This last one not working out too well, but now he has the Titans right where he wants them. Gets in the middle, separates a few members of the team. The support ultimates come in. Can Rio finish anyone off? Not quite, it seems like. Hawks all down. No, Shu does work. Gets one for the bloodthirsty Zenyatta's out there. And now Titans in a lot of trouble. 50% for Guangzhou charge. Titans need a fight win, and they need it now.
And no exit kills on the side of Guangzhou either. So that's not going to be a long delay for the Vancouver Titans as they're able to recollect their team relatively quickly. But Happy, take a look there at that Graviton Surge. Somensu 15% away.
Yeah,
this fight is crucial.
I was going to say, they need Somensu to get that grab. Oh, Bumper going in. Going for the Primal Rage really aggressively, trying to get behind it. If he gets stunned, there's the shield bash. There's the kill. Got too deep. A little bit too quick. The grab not working out. Oh, Janu! Janu! Manages to get the 4K. The Titans with the crucial play at the very end. I think Slime might have gotten a boop there himself as well to set that up. Any way you slice it, that's going to be Vancouver Titans taking the series. Combo time, and they will win it.
And that's what happens when you don't have a Reinhardt or a sound barrier. You don't have a shield. You don't have those over shields from the Lucio ultimate to save you if that self-destruct comes in. Stylish way to end the map from Janu.
It was play of the game, so I'm watching this again on our monitor, and yeah, it was Slime that came at the very end, got that last boop to displace the charge and set the go-ahead kills up for the Titans. What a series that was. You know, Bumper said they were going to beat everybody 4-0. I don't think anyone really believed that, but they did come away with a win. So Vancouver still unbeaten in the Overwatch League early on.
I think you do have to reevaluate Guangzhou a little bit as well. I mean, we saw them with a stylish 4-0 over the field, but this is a team that really has been able to compete with some of the very best now that they've taken Vancouver to the limit.
Well, the question, remains the flexibility between like Kib, Eileen, their roster switches between maps. I think they're going to need to find a way to tighten those up a little bit. Otherwise, they're going to kind of have some issues like they did today. Meanwhile, let's send it down to Danny, who has Hoxall ready for an interview.
Thank you so much, Doa. What is up, everybody? I am here with Hoxall from Vancouver Titans. Make some noise. Congratulations on the win. Now, the week is not over for you guys. You guys have San Francisco Shock tomorrow, and I feel like it's a rare occasion for a team to have back-to-back matches like this. For you and Vancouver Titans, how did you guys prepare for your week? 자, 어떻게 보면 오늘 이기고 이제 내일 또 경기가 하나 더 남았는데 지금 이렇게 연속으로 경기가 있는 게 이렇게 그렇게 많은 쉬운 건 아니잖아요. 어떻게 밴쿠버 팀은 좀 준비를 하셨나요, 이번 주를?
저희는 좀 연속 경기인 게 좀 좋은 것 같기도 해요. 빨리 경기하는 게 더 쉬우니까 네, 저는 그게 더 좋은 것 같습니다.
I honestly, in my personal opinion, having a back-to-back matches is a benefit for us because we could just build the momentum and keep on going, and it's an easier schedule for us. All right, thank you. And talking about San Francisco Shock, a lot of people have their eyes on this matchup, you versus the San Francisco Shock. Hoxall, if you could give a score prediction, what do you think the score is going to be? 자, 내일 경기가 또 많은 사람들이 굉장히 좀 기대하고 있는 경기예요. 학사 선수, 내일 경기 점수를 좀 예상을 해보자면 어떻게 매기고 싶으십니까?
저는 3대1로 예상을 하고 있어요. 샌프란시스코 쇼크도 좀 강한 팀이다 보니까 네, 저는 그 정도로 예상하고 있습니다.
Because San Francisco Shock is a formidable team, I am going to say that it is going to be 3-1. 3-1 as in Vancouver Titans winning, right? 밴쿠버가 이기는 3대1로?
네, 밴쿠버가 이기는 걸로.
Vancouver winning, of course. All right, that's all I have. Back to you guys, casters.
There you go. Thank you, Danny and Hoxall, and the Vancouver Titans are indeed #1 today. And I like that. He was smart. He didn't go we're going to 4-0 everybody easy route. He showed a bit of respect to the opponents. I think that's the right way to go. I like this Hoxall.
Still undefeated, though, the Vancouver Titans at the end of the day.
They are undefeated.
May have come down to that last fight, but they pulled it out, though.
True enough. Let's take a look at the last moment of that last map, because that was really something else, man. Janu, of course, getting the 4K, I think, with that bomb, but check out Slime behind him. Yeah, getting in there with that last little right click. So it was a combination of the displacement from the Diva, from the Lucio, that kind of gave him the kills to win the match. What an explosive way in all senses of the word to end that one. That was a great series.
It was. Flashy end, for sure.
For sure, yeah, that's right. Let's take a look at our player of the match by Omen by HP. It's going to be none other than Bumper. Yeah, you didn't get the 4-0 today, but you did get player of the match, Bumper. Way to go. Roasting those mines like nobody's business.
I love that.
Play of the game right there.
Roasting minefields. But on a more serious note, I think Bumper really deserved this because he was crucial to shutting down Happy in a lot of those engagements. And when the prime weapon of the Guangzhou charge is going to be Happy on some of these maps, you really need to figure out a way to deal with him. And that's exactly what Bumper did. And also, against the EMP, he was getting the nano boost. He was preemptively going in and just buying time until the hack ended from the EMP. So great situational awareness from Bumper and the rest of the Titans.
That's right. A great series and a lot to look forward to yet today. It's going to be the Chengdu Hunters versus the Florida Mayhem when we come back for our last series of Saturday here on the Overwatch League. It's been a ton of fun. Don't go anywhere, though. Yet another match coming up right after this.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. High ground or low ground, T-Mobile has you covered.